welcome back to Politics Watch. This is Sir P. Now today I'm kicking off the Kerosene Oil series. Now unless this is the very first video you've ever watched on this channel, I expect people to know what a kerosene oil is by now. If you don't, just type it in YouTube, kerosene oil, bad girl, and then you'll get all the information you need. Right? PIA, please don't bother waste your time explaining anything in the comment section. Now, I'm going to start off this series with infamous case. This case involved, and this is to my latest knowledge, I don't know if somebody can come along and correct me, but to my knowledge, the most senior police officer to ever get murdered in Jamaica, right, especially while serving, was a man by the name of ACP Gilbert Kamika. Now, for those of you who don't know, the rank of ACP is the third highest rank a police officer can have. You have the police commissioner at the top, then you have deputy commissioner of police, and then you have ACP, right? So Gilbert Kamika was a ACP. He was 48 years old at the time. But in order to understand Gilbert Kamika's story, you have to understand the other players, right? And the main person in this was a young lady by the name of Tina, right? Tina Ann. And at the time, she was about 18 years old, right? And Tina Ann had a boyfriend at 87 by the name of Massey Nissa. Now I know you're probably thinking to yourself, Massey Nissa. Well, in my opinion, I think his parents must have been students of history or something, because that name right there, Massey Nissa, that was the name of the first king of Numidia. So he was named after an ancient king, right? And the other players in the story were the then 18-year-old Kemar Dawkins, right, viewed from Standpipe, and a 21-year-old youth, Ron, right, who was from Irish Town. So now you know the main characters in this story. It's time for me to show you how serious and how dangerous kerosene oil can be. But understand this before we go any further. As long as history has been recorded, one thing we have seen happen over and over again, because this man was an ACP. This man was one of the most senior police officers in the country. So when you hear the details of this case, people are going to say, then, oh, a man like him end up in a situation like that, this. Listen, understand this, people. Men have been losing their reputation, losing their families, losing their kingdoms, losing their lives, not just from when Wappy killed Philo, but before Wappy and Philo were even born. That's how long men have been throwing away everything for short-term, temporary pleasure. Those of you who grew up have to go to church every Sunday when in my youth, right? Or you just, maybe you just read Bible regular, I don't know. You'd probably be aware of the story about King David. King David see a woman, her name was Bathsheba, right? Him see the woman a bed, him like what him see, and because him want the woman, David take the woman husband, a man by the name of Uriah, and move the man to the front of the battlefield, so that him hurry up and dead off, so him could have get the man wife, right? So you have to understand, as great as men are, no matter how much them conquer this and conquer that, and they're wise, as them say King Solomon was the wisest man and all that, listen, the whole two heads better than one thing, that only work when the two heads are on two separate bodies. You see, when the two heads are on one body, there's often chaos and confusion. And for men, a lot of men, right? Hey, I'm not even going to stand on a pedestal. I'm speaking as a man right now. Every man can probably relate to this. When the smaller head takes over and start to lead the head with up on top of your body, start to lead the head was supposed to actually be guiding your decisions, you end up like King David, end up like King Solomon, end up like ACP Gilbert Kamika. Listen, Gilbert Kamika was highly rated, right? Well-respected man in his field. But him see a young hot girl, right? 18-year-old, he couldn't resist. Gilbert Kamika find himself all the way up in one place named Irish Town. Now, for those of you who are not aware, Irish Town is a place where, to be honest, I don't think you probably can't. It's one of them communities where if you live at them place, you know everybody. The journey to get to Irish Town is not a normal journey. That's what you call out of the way. That's how far Gilbert Kamika go. Gilbert Kamika went up there to go link this girl to have a jolly good time. People, remember I said Master Nissa and the girl Tina, two of them did there. Tina and Master Nissa plotted to rob and take Gilbert Kamika's licensed firearm. Right? Now, Tina, her role was to when Gilbert Kamika come link her, she do a normal thing, make him come in there, take off him clothes, obviously him go put on him gun somewhere else. Right? The rest of him going by something he's about to have fun, because at this point the small head take over. Gilbert Kamika gone to the middle of nowhere, drop him pants, think he was about to have a jolly good time, think he was about to enjoy himself, get a little kicks. What do you know? Master Nissa and the two other youth them running on Gilbert Kamika. Now, according to them, it was supposed to be a robbery, and just a robbery, but it turns out that Master Nissa and the two youth them end up kill Gilbert Kamika, right? And Master Nissa was considered the ringleader because of him and the kerosene plotted. People, I want you to understand something. When Gilbert Kamika lost his life, the police them who arrived on the scene, the very first responders, they were so embarrassed that they had to cover up the ACP. Because the state where them find him in, he literally got caught with his pants down. She waited him start to take off his clothes. And not only that, the place where them find him in, listen, let's just say you don't want to be remembered to go out like that. The man find himself in one deep dark corner, right? In a one little place with him pants down. Police have to cover him up out of respect for who he was, right? When investigators them on the scene pull up, them couldn't believe. They could not believe the police them pull up, could not believe this was their ACP. This was Gilbert Kamika. So now, naturally, when you take the life of an ACP, you can imagine the kind of pressure where you come under. So the police pulled out all the stops to find the perpetrators, and then quickly figure out say it was the kerosene oil Tina who set up the whole thing. Well, listen how dangerous the kerosene is. Her argument was she never knew say Gilbert Kamika was a big police. She thought he was just a businessman with a licensed firearm. Because according to her, he never tell her set him on the ACP. And to be honest, that kind of makes sense to me. Because unless Master Nissa and him bridging them a madman, there are not many 87s. I'm telling you this right now. Where they want to go in a stone crusher, where they want to go in a clans, there are not many 87s who will go up on the ops, figure rob and shoot an ACP. Not many. Even the mad, there's a reason why you don't hear it happen. Right? There's a reason why, as me say, Gilbert Kamika is the highest ranking police. He will lose his life. 87 is not really mad, so them kind of pressure the way you call them upon yourself, that is like when time them take out Douglas Chambers. That is just high level. That is just high level crime right there. So where the system will come down upon you with a ton of bricks, and I know people are going to say, well, that's how the system should be for everybody. But I think it's fairly common sense, right? For example, if you work in a hospital and you're a nurse, sure, you want to look after everybody and you want to treat everybody. However, if one of your fellow nurse them come in sick, then you're going to be extra motivated because this is your co-worker. I think that's common sense. I'm just saying that because I know people are going to play the whole, the super righteous argument. Yeah, but everybody, let's be realistic. We're humans here. If you're a member of the JDF and you see one of your fellow JDF soldiers and get shot, you're going to be extra motivated. It's just human nature. So the police were extra motivated to fix this, to start out this case. And as me say, so she never knew my police. She just thought he was a businessman with a license firearm, right? So the man them come up there, if take it, right? Them claim they never come to kill, right? But then they would say that, right? And as me say, they end up find the ACP in a really bad state. But listen how life works out for a kerosene oil. The same, Tina, when pressure drop, when box start go against the wall, and people start to say, listen, this case is going to be death penalty. Killing the ACP, you're going on death row. Guess what happened? The same kerosene oil became the main star witness. She turned upon Massinissa and she gave full cooperation, tell the police them everything, right? And in return for the police them getting the information from her, this was the end result, right? Remember, I know, she and Massinissa were the ringleaders, and them set it up, and them organize everything. In return, her sentence, because originally they want to charge her for murder, right? But then them withdraw it, and they charged her, or them agree with her if she plead guilty for conspiracy to rob. So obviously it went from murder to conspiracy to rob, much lower charge. And then on top of that, she was given a 3-year suspended sentence. For those of you who don't know, that means even though she never go to jail, if she commit another crime while under the suspended sentence, then she'll go to jail. So all she have to do is just stay out of trouble for 3 years and she'll be free. Since then, we haven't used the police lock her up, so it's fair to say she never did nothing else and she never gone to jail. However, as for Massinissa, as for Rowan, as for Kemar, they were sentenced to death. See, people don't understand. But I don't know why people don't want to accept, or people just decide to them just repeat the same thing over and over. That Jamaica, if you bring back the death penalty, Jamaica does have a death penalty. It's just that it is not enforced. As it stands right now, somebody can be sentenced to death. People have been going on death row for years. It's just that they don't enforce it, and most times either the appeal court turn it over, or the court just decides to turn it into life. Jamaica just doesn't enforce it. But as it stands, if Jamaica wanted to enforce the death penalty right now, they wouldn't have to bring in no extra legislation. People make it sound like you have to go fight tooth and nail to change laws. No, the laws as it stand means that somebody can get sentenced to death. So they were sentenced to death for the ACP. However, they appealed. And they won. Now, why did they win? This is how it gets very interesting. People, look at your screen right now. Because I want people to realize, say, when I jump up and I say, oh, send man go death penalty, now if you understand how easy it is to get off a death penalty, right? Oh, listen, this is why Massinissa and the two other them escaped. When, at the time of the actual robbery and killing of ACP Gilbert Kamika, Massinissa had a job. He was gainfully employed at the time of his arrest. That count towards them deciding to say him not dead. Think about that. The next reason, and this me have to underline it under the red line just up on your screen. The social inquiry report had said that members in his community had expressed surprise that he committed the murder, and there were excellent reports of his good character. Let me read that again. Remember, the Massinissa that conspired with Tina, they set up the man, wait till him take off him pants, then him go up the grab and kill the man. When they went into the community to ask the residents them, because they were trying to decide if they should push through the death penalty, the residents them said them surprised, same commit the murder, and he had good character. That's what the residents them say. And there was also a view that Adams, that is Massinissa, had academic potential. In other words, he wasn't a complete dunce. He probably went to some quote unquote good school, and who knows, he probably had some CXCs. That's what they mean by that. He had potential, right? So he did this before, and he could have probably go and go do that. When the court heard this, they said, you know what? That means that he can be reformed, and they overturned the death penalty. However, let me just put this out there. Even if it wasn't overturned, he wouldn't have been sent for going. Jamaica just doesn't send nobody going, right? Then put them on death row, and he sit down on death row forever. Right? Nobody actually get hanged. But I just want people to understand how somebody can get sentenced to death and how they can get the charge reduced. Right? Now you might be wondering, that sounds familiar. The video, right, that I'm going to make, that in my opinion is going to be the ultimate case of a kerosene oil and how destructive they can be. That video also had an example where people were on the verge of being sentenced to death and were spared at the last minute. Right, so I don't want people to say, because no people are going to say, oh, because my police, why sentenced to death? People. Bad man get sentenced to death all the time. Enough youth end up go on death row and them just come off back. Right? Or them just sit down on it, but officially them just not get in. Right? So people, there you have it. ACP Gilbert Kamika, one of the most senior police officers in the country. A man who had everything, right? A man who had his career, he had his reputation. He wasn't broke, he never shot or nothing. I don't know his family life, that's why I didn't mention it, because I don't know if he had a family or nothing like that, but based on how the condition them find him in and where them find him, I can understand why no family would want to be keen to come out and, claim him as them, because imagine explaining that. Can you imagine explaining, say, boy, them find Simple Simon have Simple Simone and then find him in one place, one deep corner, in one bush, in one hut, with him pants down and him license gun gone. It would be very difficult for any wife or any long-time girlfriend take, right? So at least I can understand why that part of his life is nowhere in the media. But as I said, people, real tragic story. You're talking about a group of young people who completely gave away their life, right? Well, at least the kerosene oil, she got back hers, right? So if you're wondering, people might be saying, so want to the girl. Well, some lucky guy is probably lying beside her right now. Who knows? Who knows where she there? But a matter of fact, somebody could be lying right next to her right now, listen to this video, and I turn around and look on her and I look on them woman like, Tina, you say your name, right? What your last name again? And I know people are going to be asking. Every man there with a Tina right now, I look around to Pana and I say, you sure? Where did they in 2007? Right? People, the kerosene oil usually escapes, right? But when things go bad, the kerosene oil send one man got Dove cut, send the next man got prison, and they're free on the road. You're going to see, in this series, you're going to see a continuous trend where the kerosene oil is the only one to walk away from this scotch-free. And one set a man down a Dove cut, and one set a man down a Horizon or GP. Anyway, that's it, people. Kicking off the kerosene oil series. Patreon squad, big up on yourself. PIA, more life. Bless.